It's the year 2150. Worlds are clashing and humanity is quickly decaying. The try is a race to overcome the new environments thrown at us by weapons of mass destruction. But we are faltering. Our world is poor, war has taken its toll on the economy, and corporations are floundering due to employee costs. Businesses are scrambling to find a solution, but the cost is overwhelming. That is until Octavius Turtle took on a mission to create the world's first service bot. Sadly, service bots did not work as well as originally intended, so work soon began on Project Shell. Project Shell was an attempt to make cybernetic clones. After being successful, this project was soon streamlined. Sad result was those lesser off would be forced to participate in the cloning process, or die. Humanity has been mostly replaced by shells. Sadly, shells were treated the same as their service bot predecessors. Being clones, they had the same mental capacities of their donors. Being able to understand that they were mistreated, civil unrest has begun, pitting the last of humanity against their shell counterparts. War has begun, but who will win? BeyondMyself is a third-person, asymmetric arena shooter. Unlike other shooters that feature two even teams, our game pits two competing squads of defenders against a horde of attackers. To achieve victory in BeyondMyself, players must work together and use class-based abilities and weapons scattered around the map to overcome their opponents. One faction, the Hunters, fights to stop their opponents, the Shells, from escaping. The Shells have to work together to complete map objectives and make their getaway. The nature of our game promotes tentative teamwork. The Shells have to cooperate at times, but each is fighting for their own victory. Teamwork and betrayal are fair game in BeyondMyself. Utilizing 1080p and Dolby 7.1 surround, BeyondMyself takes place in a dystopian future. Maps will be set in places reclaimed by nature and forgotten by society, such as overgrown cities, deserted malls, and abandoned military outposts, set the apocalyptic tone we aim to convey. Levels will be oriented in a way that nurtures teamfights. Strategically placed weapons, upgrades, and objectives create hotspots, while the trust-no-one nature of the mechanics yield a chaotic and unpredictable gameplay experience. Before the game begins, players will be randomly assigned to play defense as a hunter or offense as a shell. The 6 hunters are then sorted into 2 3-player teams and 12 shells. Next, hunter players will choose their preferred character class. Classes consist of the following, from fastest and lowest health to slowest and highest health. The Riot does not require a ranged weapon to take down shells. Being skilled in melee combat, they can use a variety of melee weapons, along with shields to incapacitate and capture shells. The Scout has access to stealth options, perfect for ambushes. Trackers have the ability to track the location of shells around the map. To complement this, the tracker has special skills to allow them to incapacitate shells, making their capture easier to accomplish. Demolitionists offer the most defensive solutions. Not only do they have access to heavy weapons, but also a shield to help defend their team. Hunters also have access to a variety of traps, consisting of tripmine-esque stasis walls, EMP grenades, and pseudo-pitfall traps. A trap shell can be captured to award bonus lives to the hunter team that captured it. Players on the shell team will be randomly assigned to play a clone of one of the chosen hunter classes. Shells have identical base health and movement speed as their hunter counterparts, but none of the abilities or weapons. Shells will begin the game on the ground, spread apart from each other. Armed with only a pistol, shells will have a short window of time to find a better weapon, an upgrade chip, or both. In the meantime, the hunters will view a cutscene as their dropship moves them to the first defensive position. While in the dropship, hunters can customize their weapon loadouts. When the countdown reaches 0, the hunters will rappel down and begin the hunt. For the shell, if you come across a fellow shell that has a weapon or chip you want, you can either let them be or try to take them down so that you can take it for yourself. This is the nature of BeyondMyself. If you want to be a team player and rally around the strongest member, do it. If you want to be a lone wolf and take all the credit and bragging rights that go with winning the match, do it. In regards to upgrade chips, the shells can find find that they will have several options. Would you like to slow down your foes and take them out with a shotgun? Then Defy Gravity is just for you. Would you like to play more defensively? Then Biotic Defense is your ticket, allowing you to set up blockades to protect your current team or have a personal bubble of protection if you prefer to go alone. Want to play it safe? Stick with Nano Repair. This grants you the chance to recover health over time after avoiding damage for a significant period of time. These abilities can be upgraded by collecting a chip of the same type. Using upgraded abilities has a greater cooldown, but a greater effect. In addition, all players can find various ammo types around the map. This ammunition is more effective against different classes and can be used to take down different types of barriers faster than standard ammunition. Now that Shells had time to collect a weapon and upgrade, the hunters have been deployed. It's time to fight for the first objective. Map objectives will vary per map. There will only be 3 main objectives per match. As an example, establish radio contact with the escape crew. Shells must work together to get power to a radio tower by collecting power supplies within a short distance of the tower. Once plugged into the tower, Shells can now receive the rendezvous point from the escape crew. The process goes faster if more Shells participate in finding and delivering supplies. Next, secure radio connections so that the hunters are not able to listen in. Shells must now work together to hack a local computer to encrypt transmissions. This can be accomplished by a single shell. They will be exposed to fire from the hunters. Fellow shells should set up defensive positions and cover their comrades from the enemy. Finally, secure the landing zone. The landing zone is hotly contested territory. Shells now need to construct barricades to make evac possible. Shells will have to put objects in place to complete this objectives. The barriers can be moved faster if more shells help. Whenever shells complete an objective, lives will be added to their shared life pool. In regards to mini objectives, there will be several shell pods around the map. Within each pod are 3 random bonuses for the shells, such as upgrade for their current chip, temporary speed boost to help them get to the next objective faster, or temporary shield. Each pod only contains 3 buffs. Shells will have the option to talk it out over who gets the upgrade. And then again, what's the fun in that? Become a parent through cooperation is often the key to defeating hunters and escaping. On the other side, hunters may not use the shell pods, but they can destroy them and the upgrades within. The hunter's goal is to stop the shells from completing their main objectives. The hunters can stop the shells from completing all main objectives, the escape vehicle will not arrive, and the game will end. The hunter team that gathered more points over the course of the match will be declared the winner. Shells must complete all 3 objectives to summon the evac ship. When the ship arrives, all life pools will drop to 0. Shells will have 1 life to escape while the hunters attempt to stop them. The first 6 shells to reach the dropship will be declared victors. The shell who escaped and scored the most will be declared the champion. Beyond Myself is a game that is whatever you want it to be, by having mechanics that are easy to understand but difficult to master. The concept allows players to find what works best for them and find new ways to combine these mechanics in new and unforeseen ways. Players will have to work together with what is provided, which will provide replayability for years, just as the giants of the genre have provided for the last several decades. Beyond Myself is a game that allows players to make their own stories. Each match can have a narrative of the player's own making to create an experience that is beyond themselves.
As you said, it's just survival.